Today, I collected 80 facts about the Squid Game. Squid Game has been one of the most popular shows in recent years. Just because it's popular, you think you know the Squid Game? Think again. From hidden messages on the walls to secrets about Gi-han's red hair, the real purpose of the VIPs, and what really happened after season 1. So if you're a fan who wants to dig deeper into the story, symbolism, and shocking plot turns, you're in the right place. Let's start this journey. The players' dorm walls secretly showed all the games. No one noticed until late in the series. As players died and bunk beds were removed, the illustrations were slowly revealed, symbolizing how the truth became visible only through suffering. The creepy young Hee doll is real and based on a real Korean character. She is inspired by a textbook figure used to teach Korean writing to school children. The actual prop now resides at a museum in Jincheon. Il-nam's jacket number 001 is literally sewed differently than everyone else's. Unlike the printed digits on the other contestants' uniforms, his number is stitched by hand, signaling his unique status and foreshadowing his role as the mastermind. The honeycomb challenge was so sticky and stressful that actors broke props constantly. Production went through hundreds of sugar discs, and real-time panic from the actors was often genuine. In the tug-of-war game, Il-nam gives the perfect strategy, but the logic is real. It's based on real Korean tactics used in real village competitions, where a balanced stance and sudden lean help overcome stronger opponents. All the games are designed from Gi-han's childhood memories. This is hinted at subtly through his reactions, game choices, and even Il-nam's conversations, suggesting the whole system was tailored for his psychological journey. The creepy coffin boxes resemble gift boxes with pink bows, on purpose. According to creator Hwang Dong-hyuk, it reflects how the organizers give players' death wrapped like a gift, mocking the commodification of human life. The guards' hierarchy is inspired by ants. The circle, triangle, and square marks reference worker ants, soldier ants, and the queen, fitting since the players are treated like expendable insects. The frontman's hideout is inspired by brutalist architecture and Nazi interrogation rooms. Its sharp corners and absence of windows reflect dehumanization and surveillance-heavy control. John Woo's storyline was inspired by real-life stories of journalists and whistleblowers infiltrating cults or secret societies. His descent through the Squid Game's hierarchy mirrors investigate tactics used in 1990s Korean underground. Il-nam's final game Marbles is based on his actual home alley. The set is built to match 1960s Seoul neighborhoods, subtly suggesting the game was a nostalgia trip for him. Ali's number is 199, a detail that puts him just short of 200, hinting he'll never fully belong. It's a metaphor for his immigrant status in Korean society, where he is accepted but never embraced. Gi-han's mother dying alone off-screen is intentional. It parallels his moral failure. He wins the game, but loses the reason he entered in the first place. Her absence reminds us that too much focus on survival can cost everything else. Seo-byuk's North Korean accent is real, and toned down for the show. Actress Jung Hoo-yeon worked with defectors to get it right, but softened the pronunciation for clarity, blending performance with cultural sensitivity. Player 111 is the only player with access to behind-the-scenes info, but ironically, he dies quicker than many others, showing that information without morality is worthless in the games. The masked VIPs speak deliberately awkward English. This was intentional. The creator wanted them to feel emotionally disconnected, almost like an AI, showing that their decadence has stripped away human empathy. Il-nam is never scanned by the game's detection system. During red light, green light, he moves slightly but is never eliminated, proving that the motion sensors are rigged to ignore him. The last 3 players' deaths each represent a moral collapse. Seo-byuk's death shows injustice, Sang-woo's suicide reflects guilt, and Gi-han's survival's guilt reveals emptiness despite winning. Gi-han dyes his hair red as a rebellion. In Korean culture, red hair is rare and symbolizes radical change, signaling his intent to break the system from within. The final scene shows he has moved on. The melody that plays before games is HIDEEN's trumpet concerto. The cheerful music before each round is a satirical contrast to the horror about to unfold, mocking the player's blind hope. The first player to die is player 324, who panics during red light, green light. His number is close to Gi-han's 456, implying fate could have gone either way. The pink suits are inspired by Korean paper hanji. The texture and color choice reflect both playfulness and meanness, blurring the line between innocence and horror. The recruiter slaps are based on traditional Korean hwatu betting punishments. The red cheek scenes with Gong-yu call back to gambling traditions, showing how deep-seated risk culture is. Il-nam smiles while playing red light, green light. He isn't scared because he knows the truth, but his joy is also sick thrill. He's enjoying watching real humans play his game. The number 456 appears across media and props, including the island's coordinates. It's more than Gi-han's player number. It's an organizing principle like a simulation code. The ending scene on the jet bridge mirrors the first episode's train station. In both, Gi-han must choose between escape or resistance. Only this time, he turns back, refusing to be a pawn again. The show was originally written in 2008 and rejected by every studio. It wasn't marketable enough until 2021, when Netflix finally greenlit it. Ironically, the story about ignored and desperate people was itself ignored for years. Season 2 opens 3 years later, with Gi-han in deep isolation, consumed by guilt and obsession. Though wealthy, he refuses to touch his winnings, a quiet rebellion against the game's blood money. Jun-ho, the detective thought dead, returns to life in Season 2. Having survived the gunshot and fall, he now works to expose the game from within, rekindling one of the most anticipated arcs from Season 1. But the frontman becomes the central villain in Season 2. His cold behavior hides personal guilt about Jun-ho, and we learn through flashbacks that he was once a player who chose power over principle. Episode 1 features a Russian roulette challenge involving the salesman, a game Gi-han stitches as a trap to test the recruiter's loyalty. It ends with the salesman taking his own life, refusing to betray the system. Park Gyu-young's character, No-Yu, is a North Korean defector like a Sae-byuk, but she's hardened and untrusting. Her arc serves as both a callback and contrast to Sae-byuk's, less idealistic, more brutal, and ultimately more haunted. Gi-han tries to rally the players into revolt mid-season, which succeeds temporarily, but it ends in failure, with key allies like Young-bae killed by the frontman, reaffirming that hope without structure collapses. Jun-ho uncovers the VIPs are global now, not just from the West. One is the Korean politician, another Japanese corporate heir, proving that Squid Game is not a Western perversion, but a global one. The VIPs return, but this time they wear animal masks made from real fur. It's a grotesque symbol of a luxury over empathy, and the masks were custom designed by actual taxidermists for the show. The guard hierarchy shifts subtly. Squares now speak more lines, showing rising independence, as subplot hints at a rebellion brewing even among the staff. Frontman is haunted by visions of his brother Jun-ho, which begin after he kills Jung-bae. These hallucinations are never confirmed as supernatural or psychological, adding a surreal layer. Aftermath of Season 2, Gi-han's failed rebellion left him devastated, shackled in a dorm, burdened by guilt after Jung-bae's death. The frontman beat him at his own game. The death of the Jung-bae is a turning point for Gi-han. Jung-bae is killed during a stage revolt, and his dying words, "Don't become one of them," haunt Gi-han into Season 3. Immediate return to games. Without missing a beat, he's thrust back into the arena, facing a newer, more twisted challenges. One of the most talked about sequences is a six-legged race game, where players are bound together in teams of 3 and forced to drag each other across deadly terrain. It's a metaphor for trust, and many die due to betrayal within groups. A new tag variation appears as a side game, used to eliminate players before they enter the main arena. It's faster, deadlier, and now features chemical ink that marks losers, making them targets. Psychological deterioration. Guilt and trauma drive Gi-han into a decisive crossroads: give up or continue fighting for humanity. New deadly games. A hide-and-seek variant with life-threatening stakes. A jump rope bridge tension test. And the climactic Squid Game in the sky on suspended platforms. Jun-hee gives birth mid-game before dying. Her newborn, player 222, becomes a pivotal player. Gi-han forms a bond with Jun-hee's newborn, calling her player 222. This baby eventually wins the final game, becoming the youngest victor in Squid Game history, and a symbolic hope for the future. Final showdown. Gi-han versus Myung-gi. Myung-gi nearly betrays his own child, but Gi-han intervenes, and both fall from a tower. Myung-gi dies, and Gi-han survives by choice. Gi-han's ultimate sacrifice. He refuses to kill the baby despite expecting to win. Declares, "We are humans," and purposely falls to his death. Player 222 wins. The newborn becomes the first ever baby victor on Squid Game. Island's destruction. Jun-ho tracks the location and confronts the frontman, triggering the island's self-destruct. Frontman escapes with the baby. Aftermath, 6 months later. Jun-ho finds the baby and 45.6 billion won in his apartment, presumed to be his new ward. No-Yo reunites with Gyeong-seok and learns her North Korean family might still be alive. Gyeong-seok returns to his daughter, fulfilling his motivation for entering the game. Frontman travels to Los Angeles, delivers Gi-han's remaining winnings and tracks it to his daughter, revealing Gi-han's death. Gi-han. Evolved from gambler to crusader, Gi-han's journey comes full circle as he chooses sacrifice over survival. His final act of defiance brings both closure and hope for the next generation. Hwang Jun-ho. Thought that, Jun-ho returns as a silent crusader with a personal vendetta. He exposes the games from within, using his police skills and moral compass to dismantle the infrastructure. Kang Nu-el. Portrayed by Park Gyu-young, the ex-defector guard finally reunites with her daughter. Her journey from enforcer to rebel makes her arc one of the most emotionally charged of the season. Cho Hyun-ju, a trans woman and former special forces soldier, played by Park Song-hoon, her strength and strategic mind earns respect, while her identity is portrayed with nuance and realism. Jun-ho's baby survives the games without ever playing, symbolizing uncorrupted innocence. She becomes the beacon of hope, eventually adopted by Gi-han's daughter in the US. VIPs return. The masked elite become more violent and evolved, stepping beyond spectatorship. Their sadistic enjoyment reflects the global normalization of entertainment through suffering. Elon Musk inspiration. The VIPs were inspired in part by real-world billionaires like Elon Musk. Their detached commentary and absurd requests mirror the growing disconnect between the elite and society. Kate Blanchett cameo appears in the post-credits as an American recruiter. Using the Tag game, her appearance hints at an international expansion and possible spin-off. Premiered June 27, 2025, with all episodes dropping at once, capitalizing on global binge culture. Shot from July 2023 to June 2025. 2024, back-to-back with Season 2 for narrative cohesion and production efficiency. Netflix allocated over $30 million, more than doubling the budget of previous seasons to support global set pieces and advanced VFX. Hwang Dong-hyuk always saw the series as a trilogy and considers this the definitive end. His final script blends closure with the possibility of spiritual continuation. Hwang originally wrote a survival ending with Gi-han's escaping with his daughter. It was rewritten to reflect self-sacrifice and rebirth through player 222. Flashbacks delve deeper into In-hwan's transformation into the frontman and possible VIP origins, giving new layers to previously mysterious figures. With scenes set in the US and Seoul, the season teases a worldwide network of games run by decentralized factions. Season 3 retains the series' harsh critique of capitalism and exploitation, now amplified by media manipulation and child trafficking. Netflix is rumored to explore spin-offs. David Fincher has been unofficially linked to future entries. If you like this video and want me to do the second part, please write down in the comments and make sure to subscribe for more videos.